Okay, there we go. It's taping. All right.
Okay, so we're starting back on skills practice with the acquaintance from church. I'm going to go back to doing immediacy.
Okay.
So I'm aware that you're very hurt right now. Can you explain this to me a little bit more, or is that accurate?
Good. Interpretation. So it's so funny. Okay, here we are taping. Okay, visual. So it looks, when you're talking about this, it looks to me like it gets increasingly frustrating for you. And what I'm wondering is if in trying to solve it by getting super involved, but it keeps getting more and more frustrating, if maybe the frustration is starting to put people off, and that's playing in a negative way. Does that sound like that would be possible with what's happening?
Oh, that was really good. And then am I doing that one, or am I then going on to confrontation, by the way?
I think let's each do both, unless we see that it's really taking too long.
Yeah, no. So for interpretation, so I'm wondering, because you said that you don't feel visible, that you feel like even God doesn't see you, if maybe you don't feel like I'm seeing you either. Is that accurate?
Good. Really good. Confrontation. So we're looking at incongruencies. When we first started talking about this, you were very sad and almost quiet about it. And now towards the end, I see what looks more like anger.
That one's really good. So I've heard you say in our initial part of the conversation that you believe that God wanted you to attend church at this specific location. And now you're saying that you don't believe that God sees you. Why don't we spend some time talking about this?
Good. The one thing with confrontation, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but because it's supposed to I think it's supposed to put them in the place where you're kind of making them struggle it out. So I know for me, sorry, we're not supposed to be chatting all about. I know for me, I have to make sure I'm trying to think of them where I don't follow it up with a suggestion at that point. I just give them the discrepancy, and you make them figure it out. I think. Does that sound right? Do you remember it that way?
It does. Like just pointing it out and letting them take it from there.
Okay, because I know last time when I did the one I accidentally thought was confrontation, like I later thought about it. I thought, no, I was already like moving to solve it. But anyway, okay. I just wanted to clarify that for me. Okay, next one is, I think it's the 41-year-old, I feel so empty.
Oh no, where's that one?
Or is it the other one? We have two more, right?
Yeah, so there's a 40-year one, I feel so empty, and then what's the other one?
The other one was that I don't see my job ever working out. My boss sees everything I do is wrong. I think you had trouble finding it the first time we were meeting, and then you did.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
My papers got all jumbled again. So, okay, so do we want to read this one then?
Yes.
Okay. I feel so empty. My job was everything. I promised my wife that she could always have everything she wanted. Now nothing. No job, no career, no future. She says her feelings for me have not changed, but I can sense the truth. She's going to leave, even though she denies it. I can feel it in her. She's going to run off with someone who has more money than I do. I can't stand the pressure.
Okay. So this is, what do you think? Kinesthetic? Feel? Things were done?
Yeah, I think
Okay. And how about goal?
I would
Probably stability. Stability in job, marriage, stability, both.
I would say career. Yeah, I would say a job because they keep like going back to like how the job was everything. Like his marriage isn't going to work out if he doesn't have a job. So for him, it sounds like the immediate goal would be to find a job.
Yeah, and longer stability in job and marriage.
Or yeah, maybe like it's, you know, he wants to have a healthy marriage, so the way to get there is by finding a job. So like the goal is healthy marriage, the plan is the job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. Empathy level 5. So everything. Do you
Do you want
want
to start with that one?
Yeah. Why don't we alternate who goes first too? So it's otherwise it'll be hard. I'll just want to copy everything you say. It'll make me think for myself.
Okay. Wait, so were you going first or was I on this one?
Oh.
Sorry.
I was waiting for you.
No, I go first.
On, empathy level 5.
Okay, no, I got it. So you're feeling empty because you've lost your job and you want your marriage to be successful, but you don't feel like that's possible without a job.
Okay. Losing your job is making you feel both empty and stressed because you're not really sure how you're going to solve that loss.
Yeah. And a personal positive. I remember the feelings of desperation that I had when I was in between jobs, and I can understand how getting a job again or having a job can make that go away.
Okay. I have struggled with feeling a lot of failure when I'm between jobs also.
And then positive regard warmth is the attribute.
Wait, I have a question. Right? I'm sorry, I have a question. Is that positive because I said when I'm between jobs, so I'm implying there's a variable there that you're not always between jobs? Is that enough of a positive, do you think?
I think we have to talk about how it changes. So you have to like put what in there made it change. That was my understanding.
So you have to put the solution in there too?
Yeah, and
okay.
So for example, my but it can be a negative change as well. So you could talk about how maybe I remember that feeling of desperation when I lost my job as well. So like the change was the loss of the job that led to that feeling. Does that make sense?
I thought positive was there's a variable in it, and what it does is it causes the client to consider that maybe it won't always be what they're thinking. So they see, oh, there's a variable versus an affirmation or a sentence that just says, yeah, right there, same deal.
Oh, see, whereas I just thought it was sharing something in your experience that conveys that you've been there, that you understand that, but with a positive that shows that like there was some change either in a positive way or like towards the better of you, or like it can be a negative change as well.
Okay, I need to look that up more because I think I'm not as clear as I thought I was, but let's just go on so we don't get caught in our process.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so, I'll try to resist.
And then warmth again is the
character,
right?
Character trait. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I really admire your diligence in seeking out consultation and what to do in this situation.
I can really feel your dedication to your wife.
And then clarification. Um, so your wife told you that her feelings haven't changed.
Are there other things that make you think that she's, are there other elements, or are there other things about her behavior that are making you sure that she's going to leave? Or what are some of the other things?
Yeah, I think that was good. To paraphrase, you're feeling, or no, because paraphrase is a fact.
Just
your job was everything to you.
Oh, that's good and very short.
Thanks.
You are under a lot of pressure now to find a replacement job.
That was good. Then reflection. You're feeling very worried that your wife is going to leave you.
I can tell that there's I can tell that the loss of your job is sorry, I'm feeling I can tell that you feel a level of hopelessness in a number of different areas right now.
I like that. And summarization, you're feeling worried because you lost your job and you feel like that's going to make that's making your marriage unstable.
Okay. You feel desperate because you've lost your job. You don't see what the future holds, and your wife seems to be responding in a negative way.
Then open-ended probing. Are there any other signs that you could, well, no. What are some other things that have been going on that make you feel like your wife is going to leave?
Tell me the different, tell me what you've done in terms of looking for a new job so far.
Oh, that's really good. And then closed-ended. Are there any career options out there for you? Or the jobs that you're interested in?
Has your wife ever left you for a time before? Question.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Has she ever left you for a time before?
And then information giving. Why don't there are many career services out there. If you are interested, we could find information on that.
Okay, so what do we do if I have basically the same one? Okay, I'm doing basically the same one. Would you be interested in looking at some of the job finding services online for our area?
Hold on. I think it's starting to rain.
Oh, it's raining.
So you're just gonna have to deal with my face being a little darker.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, get out of the rain with your computer.
Okay. So now it's just one of those, fun videos where
it's not bad. It's not
okay.
Not bad. We can still see you. Okay, immediacy now.
So do you want to do this one first?
Because it's the advanced, most difficult ones? Okay. So I am aware that you're experiencing a fair amount of anger over the situation, and I'm wondering if maybe your wife is sensing some of that. It's making it hard to draw near to you. Does that sound possible? Oh, that's kind of interpretation too. No, that's more interpretation. Okay, back up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You already did your interpretation then.
Okay. I'm aware that you are, I'm aware that you are experiencing a lot of anger right now.
Yeah. I'm sensing that you don't feel like there are any options out there for you, and that you are not sure where the answer is. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I wonder though, isn't it immediacy? I think we both didn't do this quite right.
Okay.
It's supposed to uncover, it's supposed to help uncover what's not been expressed yet. So I think we were both doing more kind of a restating, like a paraphrase reflection kind. So what's not been expressed yet? Like, because he does say he's been, oh, sorry, maybe you did. I'm so sorry. Because he doesn't say, or he doesn't say that he's been looking. All right, let's just go on in the interest of time.
Okay.
So my interpretation again was something like, I'm feeling, I'm really sensing your level of anger increase as we talk about this. And what it makes me wonder is if your wife experiences the same kind of feeling when you guys talk about it, if that might actually be pushing her away instead of drawing her near. Do you think that's a possibility?
That's good. I like that. Okay. So I'm beginning to understand that perhaps that you find that you get all of your value from your job, and that you don't feel like your wife sees anything in you other than your ability to provide for her.
Good. That's the implicit. Yeah, good.
Thanks.
Okay, and then confrontation. Okay, so this is just a hanging discrepancy. Okay, so when we first started talking about this, your focus was on how you are feeling, how you're feeling yourself, how you're feeling empty, and it shifted to become more about a certainty that your wife was leaving. No, sorry, I want to change that. Sorry. So when we first started talking about this, you were you seemed to me uncertain. You didn't know what was going to come. You weren't sure how to handle it. And now towards the end, what I'm seeing is a great certainty that your wife is going to leave, coupled with bitterness and anger. And then I don't say anything. Just point out the discrepancy.
Okay. When we started talking about this, you told me that your wife had explained to you that she wasn't going to leave, but now you're telling me that you're really worried that she's going to, even though there hasn't been any evidence that she would.
Good. Yep, that would make me think. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Right? I don't see
for
that one. Sorry?
I mean, now I'm excited that these restatement practices are almost over. Okay. Do you want to read this one this time?
Sure. I don't see my job ever working out. My boss sees everything I do is wrong. Even though I tried to improve at things, it's hopeless. It appears that I will have to just accept the fact that I will never be able to do this job well enough to please her. How would she feel if somebody was always criticizing her? I will never succeed here. I think that it's because I'm a Christian. Other employees use company time to talk too. It's not fair that I'm the one being hassled. God wants us to share our testimony during work is the best time. It appears that it must be God's will for me to suffer religious persecution. So visual.
Okay. And then did you want to start with the empathy level 5 this time?
Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to shift gears. I have the other one still stuck in my head.
Oh, also it's visual.
Yeah, visual. Okay, so I can see that even though you're working very hard at both your job and your faith, you're not feeling affirmed in it, even though you keep trying very hard.
Yeah, it was good. So I can see that you really want your job to be, that you really want to be successful at your job. And you also, that you feel like sharing God at your workplace is a sign of being successful, but you don't feel that that's being allowed. Or you feel frustrated that that's being not being allowed.
Good. Yeah, good. Self-disclosure positive. Okay, here we go again. I used to have a difficult time figuring out how to share my faith within and still keep the rules of my work environment.
Because people in general.
Sorry, it cut out. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
It's really cutting out. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's very choppy cutting out. Sorry. It's very, very, I don't hear you at all, and the visual is just a very choppy. Okay, now well, only sort of.
A message. You can
Okay. Let me see. No, your message didn't come through either. Uh-oh. I'm gonna stop it and restart it. I'm sorry, because you're completely dead on my end.